Welcome to All Things SPVs, a Sally educational series dedicated to simplifying the world of special purpose vehicles. This episode is titled Setting Up Your SPV Entity, and we'll be covering the step-by-step process to register a Delaware LLC, a Delaware LP, or a Delaware Master Series structure. The step-by-step process for all three of these entities is identical. The only difference is the documents you fill out, sign, and then submit. So let's get started. Now, as always, this is not legal advice. Talking to qualified attorneys is always wise. Additionally, this video is all about SPVs and not meant to be relevant to other use cases. This video is not going to discuss why an SPV organizer selects Delaware over another jurisdiction or why they select LLC structure over an LP structure. This is a step-by-step video on how to set up your SPV entity. Now, although the process is identical, regardless of the Delaware structure you select, LLC, LP, or Master Series, I'll be using the Delaware Master Series LLC structure as my example.
Step one is to find out if the name that you want is available. I like to just go to Google and type in Delaware Entity Search. It takes me to this page, the General Information Name Search page. I find it simpler, easier to find. Here you can type in, I'm going to say Sally Master, hit search, no records found. That gives me the information I need. There's other websites like this one, the official name availability search page. I find it a little more complex, a little more cumbersome, and I have found that the results are the same as this general information name search page. Step two is paperwork. Delaware requires a filer to provide various pieces of information, including a signed document. The document on the screen is an example of the document Delaware requires. The document is fairly simple. It basically requires the name of the SPV, the date, the registered agent, and a signature. This document is used to set up a Master Series LLC structure and is available for download at sally.co. Check the video notes for a link to the sister blog that accompanies this video, where you can download documents and get links to other needed websites. This document is needed in preparation for the actual filing and submission to the state of Delaware. So here's some other examples. An example of a certificate of formation for a Delaware regular LP. An example of a certificate of formation for a regular LLC. Again, these documents are available on the website. Now, I mentioned a registered agent a moment ago. You're required to hire a registered agent when setting up your SPV entity. Delaware has you notify them of the specific registered agent you have selected in your paperwork. You can see it in this document and in the other documents. When you file your paperwork with Delaware, which is going to be in step 3, Delaware notifies the registered agent that you have hired them. You will then get communications from this registered agent and you'll be required to pay their fee. Registered agents charge between $50 and $500 per year for their service. I personally like paying as little as possible, so I use Harvard Business Services. But there's a large number of other groups that provide a great service. You can find a list of approved registered agents on the Delaware website and also in the blog post. Now that we have filled out our paperwork and have signed the document, let's move on to step 3. Step 3 is the actual registration of your SPV entity. And we're going to be going to the Delaware Entity Registration website. Now, Delaware has a website that you must use to file for your new SPV entity. Think of this website as an intake form and payment module. You're going to need to visit the Document Filing and Certificate Request page. Now, Delaware does not make it easy, but you follow the links, eventually you will arrive. So I'm here on the corp.delaware.gov website. I can see this document filing and certificate request service. Click it. Takes me to a bit of an information page. Don't need anything here. I'm still trying to get to that document filing and certificate request page. Down here at the bottom, it says click here. I do so. Takes me to another page. I'm still not there, but I get to find this document filing and certificate request tile. Click that. Gives me an important notice. Close that. And I've arrived. Finally made it to the document, filing, and certificate request page. Let's walk through each of these fields. First one, priority. This is how fast do you want Delaware to work on your filing? And each of these have a fee associated with them. Let's start at the bottom. Priority 7, normal processing. No additional fee. It's going to be the base cost, no additional cost. Priority 7 will take 7 to 14 days for them to process it. I usually avoid this option unless I don't really care when I get the paperwork. Priority 4 is 24 hours. They'll work on it within 24 hours. It's an extra $50. This is the one I usually select. I find the $50 worth it. Priority 3, same day. They'll work on it in that same day. It'll cost you an extra $100. Priority 2, extra $500. Priority 1, extra $1,000. You pick what is best for you. Moving on to submitter's information. This is really who's submitting it rather than who's the GP or who's in charge. It's nice to put the submitter's name here because if the submitter submits and there's a problem, the person's name who's on here can then call Delaware, talk to them, and correct any issues. You can put a company name here, but they're looking for a human name as well. You're either going to put the human name in submitter or you're going to put the human name in attention line. So get the names in here, move on to address, postal code, email, phone number, all basic stuff. Next, we're on to the document request type. Two options here. We can select the document filing or certificate request. We're going to be doing document filing because we are filing documents to set up an SPV. You're also going to be uploading that paperwork that we talked about in step 2. This is that paperwork that you have filled out and signed. Make sure it's signed, get it uploaded. Next is the document filing section, entity name. Make sure that the entity name that you type in here is the exact same entity name that you have on the paperwork that we did in step 2. Make sure they're identical. Document type. The site here is used for multiple different purposes. We're using it to form an SPV entity. So that's basically what you need to put here. I type in certificate of formation. The keyword here is formation. So put in certificate of formation and you'll be good. The other document filing information section, I always skip. I don't need any of these things. You might, maybe a bank wants to see a certificate of good standing or other people, but generally you don't need to fill out anything here in this section. The last section here is method of return. This is how do you want them to get the paperwork back to you? Now, Delaware mails you your paperwork. They won't email it. They won't fax it. They won't put it online for you to download. They will email it to you. And this is important paperwork. This paperwork is the official paperwork with the stamp, with the seal, with your file number on it. It's important and necessary for you to set up a bank account. So you need to get this paperwork into your hands. Regular mail takes 5 to 7 business days. So if you take the maybe priority 4 of 2 days for them to do the work and then another 5 or so days for them to mail it to you, you're looking for 5 to 10 days before you get that paperwork in your hand. You just need to be aware of that. If you have a FedEx account or a UPS account, you can put those details here. They will use your number, they will charge your account, and you can get it quicker. I don't like the $60 or so it costs for FedEx or UPS, so I just go regular mail and I plan in the 5 to 10 days into my workflow. I'm going to jump over to another tab where I've filled it out. I've selected priority 4, 24 hours, put in a submitter's name and address, email, phone number, selected document filing, uploaded my Sally Master LLC document, added the entity name, typed in certificate of formation, skipped the other document filing information section, selected regular mail. Now that I have everything in there, I click continue. It's going to ask me to double check. I hit proceed, and then it's going to take me to the payment page. Here you can select different payment options. You're going to fill out all the information, normal payment page. You're going to hit submit your request. Well, you'll get a confirmation on the screen. You also get an email, and then you sit back and wait for those documents to arrive.
You'll be able to see the entity show up on the Delaware website within a few days, but the paperwork is going to take much longer. In addition to setting up your entity, you're going to need a master LLC operating agreement. You're going to need a series LLC document set, which is going to include an operating agreement. This is different from your master LLC operating agreement. You're going to need a subscription agreement and a private placement memorandum, or a PPM. All of the documents mentioned in this session can be found on Sally's website, sally.co. There's a blog post that mirrors this educational video and includes downloadable documents and direct links to key websites so you can follow along and get your SPV up and running quickly. This concludes our All Things SPV session on setting up your SPV entity. For more All Things SPVs, go to sally.co.